Why you got on some nigga?
I
I
was like,
can't
how do I top
stand
the
you.
ridiculousness? I just want to start with the ridiculous. I want to start with the shenanigans.
Why? Just what? Jesus Christ.
I had to, come on. You knew what time was going.
Y'all, this fool here.
This is what we do. Okay, all right. It's too soon. Too soon. Too soon. Too
It's
soon.
never too soon. Your ass
Too
can't help
soon. I'm
yourself.
going to.
You cannot help yourself, crazy ass. I swear for the Lord, man. And he like this on a regular basis, y'all.
Yeah, it's you. You bring it down to me. What is up, man? How you doing?
Nothing much, nothing much. I've been wanting to talk to you for a minute.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
you know, I look. Me too.
I do be wanting to throw things at you because your ass be cracking jokes all the goddamn time.
I'm serious. A lot of times.
Girl,
Okay. I'm gonna behave. I'm
no, you're
behaving.
not. Don't lie. Don't
Okay.
lie.
I
All right.
am.
All right. So take your sip. Introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are, what genre you write in or genres, and anything you want them to know before we get started.
Okay, my name is Norian Love. I am a romance author. These days, a songwriter feels like poet and a bunch of other stuff. But I am in, I guess, romantic suspense. Y'all just gotta follow. It's a lot going on. So it's like sometimes it's here, and then sometimes I do some soft stuff. But it's all gonna hurt a little. So just
Somehow I'm gonna hurt a little.
a little bit.
So let me ask you, what led you to, writing? What specifically the romance genre?
Okay. So what led me to writing was, honestly, okay. So this is weird. I've always I've always been a poet. The first thing I remember writing is a poem. I mean, so
Mm.
I've always loved the idea of love. So that never really, and I guess that kind of makes sense. Anyway, um, like it was one of those things where it was with me, and when I started to remember what I was creatively, because corporate America takes some stuff away from you sometimes, and then you got to go and try to reset. You know what I mean? So I was in the reset phase of my life, and as I started to reset, I was just like, where was I in the beginning?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And so started with a love story. I mean, I think the true thing about Money, Power, and Sex, which is the first book, was I'm gonna save a lot of story. But long story short, me and my boss didn't see eye to eye on something, and uh, you know, uh, it made me make some choices that I probably wouldn't have made otherwise. Let me just say that because
Mm.
people. Um, and so in that in that moment, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to really do with my life because I just seen so many people kind of just live but not really live. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mhm.
was there. I was right in the middle of it. You know what I mean? And so I I took a chance on myself. And so what that became, to answer your question, was just a series of things that I had seen and what I thought was beautiful about it, but also what was ugly. And so that's how I got to romance. So
Mm. So I'm gonna beat you over your head with questions because I don't mean to be like this to black male authors, but I be on
mhm,
y'all heads because
mhm,
we don't see y'all. Y'all like just ghost on our asses.
mhm.
So don't take none of the take this shit personal.
Take it.
Just take it
Bring it. I
personal.
want the
Fuck it.
smoke. Bring it. Bring it. Hold
All
on.
right. So as a black male author, how has your personal experiences shaped your storytelling for romance?
Well, Storm.
I'm y'all. I'm about to cut this live.
No. 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 I think no. To answer your question, I think that you know, there's a dialogue that needs to be had, and I feel like you know, I try to bring perspectives that I hear in barbershops or I hear in but and then also my mother's voice. You know what I'm saying? Like my sister, and so how did I see it? Like
Mm,
how did I see it and through my lenses, and then combined with like real talk. Sometimes these people just come to me, man. They just show up. Like Ronnie
mm.
showed up. She was like, "Hey, yeah, come over here."
Ronnie a bitch.
Yeah, I'm trying
I,
to tell you.
hey, hey, it's always
Yeah.
gonna player club names.
It's always a Ronnie, huh? It's always Ronnie involved. What I tell you. Mm. Yeah, ugly. Mm-mm. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
who who has been your biggest influence? Who has been the influence for Norian? Who has been your biggest influence in just not even writing, but the creativity that sparked this writing journey and your
Um,
poetry and your music and everything else?
my parents, man, like that's just bar none. Like I can't it wow. That thank you for that question
Mm,
because it's probably the first time I've ever been able to publicly acknowledge my parents in a way that anyone would care to hear.
mm.
Yeah, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Um I'll share this. My dad, for whatever I believe that I am in ability or whatever anyone thinks that I could be in ability, right? My dad is the greatest storyteller I've ever heard with my own two ears. I
Mm,
mean, this man would tell stories I still haven't seen. You know, he was just he was and you know no hardworking meager guy from Louisiana. Just had his issues. Just didn't have the opportunities that life could have afforded him. But I know I'm telling you, man, I've yet to hear the person. You
mm,
know, and then my mom just in the pursuit of just never settling for what you are, never settling for what other people assign you to be. Be
mm.
you. You mean
Yeah,
whatever that means to you, be you. You know what I'm saying? And so
yeah.
then that really just that's it. So if to answer that question, man, my parents, man, I mean I love them both, man. I honor them with everything. That every
Mm.
attempt is I never take that lightly. That's who I'm gonna who that's who I'm trying to make proud. You know what I'm saying?
So,
That's how- but
with that being said, with your parents and everything
mm,
else, my question is: so, what does romance mean to Norian? What is romance in the space of black love? What is the romance in the space of being a black man writing about
mm.
romance? Whether it's suspense or not, it's still romance.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, I think that it's a dying art form, if I'm being honest with you. That's my first thought about it. I think that there are some things that have been lost in translation over a generation or two, and we got to find again. And we really got to have those conversations. And they start so far, they really do start way back, but we're here now. You know what I'm saying? And so, how are we going to make this work? And I think that to me, it's just about showing the gray on why people might miss those points, male or female. I really feel like a man or a woman. I enjoy. I like. Yes, I write for an audience, and I'm grateful, man, so grateful for that audience. But if you really unpack those books,
Mm,
it's a book that you can take to the man and say, "Hey, read this," and you're
mm,
not gonna walk away from it. You know what I mean? Because there's a language for him there too. You know what I mean? And so
mm,
that might spark because like some of the best book clubs and stuff that I go to is when you have like couples books. The conversations are amazing. You know what I mean?
mm,
Just where they get to in it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I didn't know that about you, and I didn't know that about you, and it's a verbage, French,
mm.
if you will, that happens that needs to I think we gotta find again, man. Like
Yeah.
so I think that but me on the other side too, I in all the work that I do, it's for our people. You mean the kids stuff, whatever it is, it's like we need to heal. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so that's kind of it, but in an entertaining way. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some deeper subjects, but yeah.
So, how do you define black love, and why is it important to tell black love stories from a black male perspective?
Man,
Now you
like
know how you know how I am. I don't know why you shocked.
that yeah, that one caught me. Um, what was it again? No, I got you. No,
Um,
Black love and why from black. Okay, so I think okay. So there's two questions, and there's a one. It's a forked tongue answer, but not in the way that it mean in context. I'm just gonna answer them, but it's from the same root. I think that you know, like I said before, this conversation needs to be had. So that's a branch of it, and the other branch of it is, well, ain't nobody else doing it. So not in the sense of what I mean. You know what I mean? Like somebody got to do it. So and you feel like it needs to be done. So go and do
mhm.
that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
like there's someone that needs to fill that space, and why not me? You know what I mean? Or someone who because the conversation has to be had, and if you feel that in your spirit, you mean, and you have the abilities to do it, there are no mistakes.
So, do
So
you feel that, like with men? Now you know I had my little Voldemort situation. Shut up. You know I had that situation. Do you?
I'm
do
fighting it. I'm fighting it so hard. I'm fighting it so hard. Keep going.
Do you feel that the evolution of from the stereotypes that black men have to black men writing books sometimes reaches over into your words on your pages? So how do you make sure you don't fall into that trap of not growing and being stuck in the past?
Um. Wow. I don't. For me, I don't. Ooh. I, okay. Damn, Storm. Um.
I,
I
what
know.
I say? Y'all
I
should
know.
know me by now how I do my interviews.
I know. It's just taking my brain a minute. I got an answer. I just can't formulate the. It's lining. Um. So, God, but you gonna make me think. I love this. Okay.
Y'all know I don't have no mercy on these interviews.
Wait. Okay. So wait. Okay. Repeat it again. So I want to make sure. This time I do need to repeat. This is what I really do. Like.
I
Okay.
said with the situation I had with Voldemort, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had a person who did not
Mm-hmm.
grow past
Mm-hmm.
his plateau. Let's put it like
Okay.
that.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And he is stuck in that plateau, so he didn't
Okay.
evolve.
Okay.
So, how do you, as a black male author, write romance in the sense that it is not misogynistic, chauvinistic, or
Oh.
just disrespectful to not even just the women, but black men?
I think that, like, for me, and this is my personal opinion on what I try to do. And again, consider the influences, and there were other influences that I was kind of just a canvas for the people who were in my life, right? So, for me, I'm not telling the story. I'm dictating the story. These people come
Mm-hmm.
to me, so they are who they are,
Mm-hmm.
And so I just got to describe who they are. You know what I mean? And so I don't really try to. There's absolutely no agenda other than this is what happened in this story, and we all are on the same page of, like, black love matters, and that's kind of what the characters there. No matter what they're doing and what they're going through, they're doing it in the blackest way possible, if you will. Like they love each. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
us. No matter what position they hold, and they hold the coolest positions. You know what I mean? They do the coolest stuff. And so I'm just here in the morning. Just, oh, you said what? Okay, well, this is what you should. I'm telling you, man, because there are times when I'm telling you, I ain't gonna say who or what, but When she did what she did, I was like, oh, they gonna kill her. You know what I'm saying? They gonna kill her. And then I was typing it, and I was like, you sure? Because all right, well, we finna do, and that's how it go. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, but also to answer the question on a larger scale, I think it's just prudent to listen. You know what I mean? I think that listening is an underrated skill in today's age, and I think that like you're going to be able to catch it. Like there's a dynamic with any author where you're being authentic to yourself and you're trying to cater to an audience. You gotta be careful that catering doesn't become pandering, but at the same time you have to cater. You have to listen. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that when you become tone deaf is when you become isolated. So.
So how do black male authors make sure they don't fall into the trap of parasocial relationships with their readers that becomes more so detrimental to their writing, um emotionally, physically, spiritually, all that shit, and they focus more on, because you said you have to listen to your readers, but when does it become I have to pull back from my readers? Because a lot of times some of these bitches are delusional. And sometimes the guys are delusional too. And when you put two delusional motherfuckers together, you get jail. Okay? You get Jasmine Sullivan busting windows out cars and shit.
Yeah.
So how do you maintain a level of professionalism, but at the same time, be open and honest with your readers?
Um. Again, authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
And authenticity. Keep being real. Being real gets you out a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Saying you gotta be who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta be who you are. That'll level set a lot of shit early on. If I'm being real, you know what I'm saying? If I'm being real with you, being real will level set a lot of shit early on. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta start there. You know what I'm saying? And I do think that in that is like when I say listen, and even when I say cater to, it's like it it doesn't you still gotta be an artist. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta be you can't, oh, you want me to do this? I'm gonna do this. Nah, that ain't gonna work for the creativity in me. I gotta do it my way. I mean, if you like it or not, you know what I'm saying? This is how I put it into the world. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just which goes back to that authenticity. So even in your art, be authentic. And I think that that's a big part of it because what you really trying to do is find your tribe. Everybody ain't gonna rock with you. Everybody gonna have the same opinion. Everybody gonna but the people who do and that align with, okay, you know what I'm saying. And I think that that's really what's important because anything else, you cheating everybody.
Yeah.
You cheating yourself, you cheating the people, you setting yourself for something for a letdown because you just wasn't this who I am. You know what I'm saying? You do that, they're like, well, that's who he is. You know what I'm saying? So, so you gotta do all of that. And to me, you mean that's just how I feel about it.
So what are some of the common stereotypes that about black men in romance that you want to dispel? You want to get rid of? You want to reaffirm this is not all black men?
It feels like a lot of weight, Storm. I'm for real. I'm just saying, dude, feel a little heavy. I'm gonna be real with you. And I mean this. I don't know enough. You know what I mean? I don't read anybody right now. You know what I mean? Because I'm writing, so I don't read anyone. So I don't know what they are or aren't doing. I got enough with my hands full trying to figure out what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's really hard to be like, oh well, this is and I don't necessarily feel I hear I hear these things, right? And it's like, okay, I hear the notion that there is a stigma or whatever the case may be, but I really feel like, you know, I'm a writer. You know what I'm saying? So male, female, this is just a story. If you like this story, then I believe this is a good story. Do you believe it's a good story? Regardless of what gender wrote it. That's kind of how I approach it. So it's like I don't take I understand why there would be um some division
Mm-hmm.
there, but to me, I think that like we just all write or read, so it don't matter who do what. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I take it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even so because a lot of times, like even with a question like that, it's like people like, well, are you like? There's something people say something like, oh man, like for you write great female characters for a man, and I think and people say, well, like, are you offended by that? And it's like I don't feel any way about it. You know what I'm saying? I just wrote the character, man. Like Riley came to me. I literally just typed what this motherfucker said. That's all I did. You know what I'm saying? So whatever she said, and so I think what happens is that like sometimes it's just about the story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
The reason I asked you that is because um there is always a push and pull regardless of, y'all being writers and us being
mhm,
readers. There's always this
mhm.
push and pull, and that back of your mind, oh, this is a male writer. Did he, like, I hope he ain't having black females looking crazy, type deal. And cuz it's better to learn your heroes.
Mm. Hold
It's better to learn your heroes before they open their mouth and tell you some bullshit. You know what I'm
yeah. You know,
saying?
yeah.
So I for now on out, I'm when somebody get up here, hey nigga.
Wait. This whole interview has been a disclaimer. How do you feel about black women?
I need to know. I need I need to know.
let's let's get this off the checklist, guy.
Look, Norian. I need to know. Y'all, cause y'all not finna stress me the fuck out. Shit, I only got one more 10 reasons why. Goddamn it.
I wish I had my clipboard.
I ain't got too many more in me.
I got you.
Shit, I was just saying. So let me digress. All right.
Yeah, we back.
So, so how do you ensure your male characters showcase vulnerability, growth, and emotional depth?
Mm. So like again, like the circumstances to me are what make all of them grow. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
think that like they are who they are, and this person's on this path, this person's on this path. They're concretely who they are, and they doing this. And
Mm-hmm.
so the colliding anything you hit like that is just gonna be changed. So I just literally just watch that happen. It's like, okay, this person's moving this way, this person's moving this way. It's like a bunch of car accidents just
Mm-hmm.
all on the pages. So I'm like, oh shit, this is okay, well, and so I think pain is growth. So they go through a lot of that, and then it's how do you come out on the other side of it? What doesn't kill you make you stronger. They're not dead yet. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I say this a lot. A lot of people think when people are going through situations in these fictional books, they're like, "Oh, that's struggle love," and they only say that for black books. I'm here to tell everyone there's no such thing as struggle love because anybody can go through some shit. Anybody can go through some shit. Struggle love is something made up by bitches who don't like they being black. That ain't got nothing to do with us. You know what I'm saying? Struggle love is not a fucking thing. So
Mm.
please don't repeat the shit because it's not a thing at all. Or maybe you just need to sit on that lady couch. I don't fucking know. I'm just
But
saying.
it's the same thing as black people don't read, but here we are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes some of this shit just be, you know what I mean? It's just out there. So, but we know better, so we just gotta do better. That's it. We
That's
know
it.
better. So,
So I'm finna dive into this.
mhm.
How do you portray sexual satisfying a female character or the female character satisfying the male in a way that's authentic and not just for the male gaze?
Oh yeah, same thing, same thing, same thing. It's not. It's really what would that character be feeling? What would that character be doing? What would that? And then there's different levels to it, right? You can have the actual physicality of it, but then there's the sensuality of it, and there's the emotional intimacy of it. So if you look at the archetypes of what they go through, it's kind of like what people do when they fall in love. First, sometimes it's just physical, and then it becomes, and then you build it. You know what I mean? So it's just a natural that side of it
Mm-hmm.
to, and then depending on the character's per view, um, you kind of get a little bit of both. But if you start with that again, authenticity, you're gonna find some words to you know get there. You know what I'm just saying.
I don't read some of you male authors, and I remember one, and I'm not even gonna say their name, but they call the penis the dick of the downest. They call it a rod, a engine rod. Um, I have never wanted to slide down the wall and throw my Kindle. That's worse than saying cock.
Well, you know.
Don't play with me. Don't don't play with me. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass. Norian, if you ever in your book say cock, we
Oh
are not
no.
friends anymore.
Oh, I know. Look, believe me, no. Yeah, you know, you're right. You're right.
Because that's
Okay.
disrespectful as hell.
It is.
You done named the whole fucking eggplant a motherfucking goddamn chicken.
Can I say something though? I just want to just not even in the Okay, watch this. So now I'm making it right because it's not. You're right. Now I'm not. But just hear me out. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Just hear me out. Just hypothetically, right? Hypothetically,
Mm-hmm.
let's just say, you know, because see, when you're writing a story, especially I can imagine a new writer, right? Brand new, don't know what you're doing. Like you may want to mimic something, and so if you've read enough stuff, all right, let me just be quiet.
No, go ahead.
No,
Cause I
no,
feel
no.
like
I've
this
been
gonna
here
go
before.
left.
You gonna get me?
I
No, no, ma'am. No, no.
I feel like this about to go left as hell.
Yeah,
And
no,
whatever
no, no, no.
explanation
Let's
you
try.
about to
Let's
give.
try. I was trying to get to because I wasn't gonna be able to make the point. I'm just not gonna make the point. It ain't worth it.
Make the
It
point.
really ain't worth it. It really is really. No.
Go ahead. The floor is yours. Go ahead. Let me hear what you got to say, Dory.
No, I'm just saying that it don't matter what you are. There could be a level of ignorance there at first. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's what it is sometimes. I think people can be. Now, I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? But I think there's a level of ignorance sometimes for, not even for, because you said something. Sometimes in all these industries, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't realize how deep you might be buried underneath the white gaze. So even just your literature may be formatted the way you learned it in the English class and how it was supposed to go and this and this.
Who the
And then
fuck
you
naming they
realize I
shit a
don't
piston rod?
pardon? Well, no. I mean that's ridiculous. But I mean, but I'm just saying, like just in general is what I'm saying. I say that's ridiculous. But just in general, cock and there's certain you might have just been, and so then you learn like, oh wait, I don't why, huh? Because this thing that we have right now, this wasn't here 10 years ago.
No,
Okay?
no, no.
So you got to remember, there was a point in time where people were trying to do this the legitimate way, so that's
Mm-hmm.
what they wanted. You mean? And so you might have just been trained in that. You mean? And so that's all. That was the only point I was trying to make. I wasn't trying
I
to please them.
I believe that. I just think that it's certain words.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
And if that offends anybody, then you need to get off my screen
Facts.
real quick. But there are certain words when you are writing black relationships, black hell, they don't even do it in interracial relationships. So I'm trying to figure out, why would a black author say cock?
I don't know.
Like, baby, blink twice if you've been a hostage or something.
Get out.
Are you okay? You know, because that takes away from the sexual experience of the book.
And then also, I think that okay, so on that same point, because again, variety in your head, you might be like,
Mhm.
okay, you know what, like, I didn't know I could use it twice. Like, I can use. So I had to do something.
Please, Jesus.
I'm just being real with you. English class told you can't use the same word. I used them all. What else?
I'm so sick of
It's the only one left on the dick board. I gotta use this one.
so silly, man. He's so dumb, y'all.
I'm just saying. I'm saying.
So how do you write your how do you write your female characters to avoid misogynoir and condescension? Yeah, that's the word. Condescending. There you go. Being condescending as far as them as a character, belittling them. Now I like a damsel in distress, but the bitch can't be too damsel. Okay. That
Um, I have had the good fortune of my life that has never been around an actual damsel. Like I was raised by a single mom. Even though my dad was in my life, that's a
mm,
story for an adulthood, not for childhood. And
mm,
that's the strongest human being I ever met. Period.
mm.
Bar none. You mean bar none? I put my mother against anything on earth. Okay, like anything, and double down on that woman. You mean and then my sister. You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta deal with her. Them two alone, nothing is going
She
to
was
get
at that
past. It ain't
table
gonna
like,
happen. You mean? And so
your sister was at the
um
table like,
yeah, they get it. And the pride that they ran with. Everybody was so just observing that from a childhood stage, it's just a language that you understand, and
mm,
you also recognize things from a purview that I think that brings a different level of sensitivity because it's your mom.
mm, yeah,
You say it's your sister. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So when you hear from them, like if I hear it from you, I may or may not believe that, but I know my sister. You know what I mean? And so I know what's wrong with her, but I also know what's right with her. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And so it's like, I
yeah.
don't know. You know what I mean?
And I
So
think that's why it was so hard during that interview to hear that, because you can't, in my Tupac voice, you came from a woman, nigga. So it was kind of hard to hear the level of stupidity and lack of evolving from a time that is lost. It's
oh
not the
man,
same anymore.
oh,
You
my
know what I'm
mom was a
saying?
superhero,
Women
man.
have
I tell you.
evolved.
Yeah, yeah. I tell you, I mean that my mama is the best human being on the planet Earth. I don't care who think what. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I was there. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah,
whatever I've become, trust me. You know what I'm saying? That I didn't have an option because I'm always trying to say thank you. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I'm just always trying to say thank you in everything I do. So yeah, I mean, they come out because of those women. I don't even know how to do the other thing
yeah.
because you know what I'm saying?
So how has life imitated art with you in your writing, in your life, your creativity?
I'm gonna tell you a cool story. I'm glad you that now that's something I don't know why I got the cowboy. Put it back on. Put it back on. I'm gonna put the
Please
glasses
don't.
back on. I can do it with it. I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna look like a Texas sheriff. I like it. Put it back
Oh,
on for real. That's gonna work.
Jesus.
That's the one. You gonna put it back on? This some bullshit.
They
You put
send
it
it
on
to
there.
me.
Now
It's
you go.
gift.
Oh, all right.
Y'all
I'm gonna
good.
tell the story anyway. And I'm gonna wear the
Mhm.
damn glass. There we go. Yeah, buddy.
It's like dealing with a little brother, and you like the big sister, and you just like, what the fuck?
I had to adjust my hat. Oh, my hat gone. Damn.
Boy, get to telling
All
the
right. Okay. So wait, what was the question again? You said I was. Oh, art imitating life. Okay, watch this. Okay, no. Okay, I'll wish this out. So, and this just happened. So, about a year ago, I hit up one of my homegirls from high school. It might have even been 2 years at this point because I had been in the studio for a minute. But I hit her up, and it was her daughter. Her daughter was a basketball player, and I mean she was phenomenal. I was like, man, she's dope. You know what I mean? So I was like, hey, can I use your baby as a muse for this book? Cool. So I'm using her. I make all the music. I do all the stuff, and then and the book is centered around her and some of the things that she's like. How these characters come to me, I'm telling you, it's weird. It's just centered around her and the adversities that she's going through. Right? I don't know anything. Um, I know nothing. I made up the school. The school that she was playing, it's a weird thing. But fast forward, um, that book becomes Winter. Winter came out in December of this year, of last year, right? In February of this, and in Winter, the girl goes on. They're down in the third quarter. They're down at halftime. She's a basketball player. They get to the state title championship. She's down by 18 at halftime, and they have to fight their way back, and they have to win it. That's what happens in the book. In February, the girl wins the state championship. They were down by 18 at halftime. They had to come back and win it so they could win it. So it was the craziest thing. It was crazy, man. And so it was like, and so it was my homegirl from high school, and so that was the art. That was the life imitating art thing. It was a weird. It was the flip side of it. So I was just like, so that to me has been like my feather in my cap. I've been because I'm so proud of her, but I don't know. You know, I didn't know that. I didn't even know they were that good. You know what I'm saying? I just saw her, and not just being real. I'm not following girls basketball, high school. I'm just not. So, but when I saw her, I knew she had something, and so she would give me her videos, and I would make like even the trailers. If you see the trailers, it to me it was just like everything about that character. I used her daughter for, and so it kind of, I mean, it just it happened. So yeah.
So let's get into this. Can you walk us through how you came up with money, power, and money, sex, and power?
Money, Power, and Sex.
Yeah.
So that was the book that I was talking about when I left my job. I sat there and I wrote the first 5 chapters that night. And at that point in time, I worked at that wasn't the company that I left, but I worked for Enron at the time, which was a company way back in the Gap. Um, and some of the stories from the company in the book Burroughs Industries is heavily based on my time at Enron. So the stuff that happens, it was just I was a fly on the wall for a lot of crazy stuff. So that's where Money, Power, Sex comes from. And then you know, I'm here in corporate America, but I'm from one of the more difficult neighborhoods in Houston. I'll say it like that. And so seeing the two worlds, was like I'm over here, but I'm from here. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm watching this, but my instinct is this. So it was just so a lot of it is just merging those things, trying to understand. So that's what that whole book comes. Characters like Donovan and Michelle, like I can identify with Michelle so well because that was me. You mean just like trying to figure it, well, a piece of it, but not but just being a fish out of
You see,
water.
I'm looking at you like
I know. Yes, that's what I had to forget because I forget all that. I was saying, but the fish out of the water piece of it, where she was from here, but she's over here, and she felt uncomfortable. But yeah, that piece I can understand. But like the rest of her. Let me rephrase that. I'm not like Michelle, people.
Please do. Here come the shades. Lord Jesus. Y'all don't understand what I go through.
I'm not. I'm not. Okay. I'm not like Michelle. That's all I'm saying. Carry
Hey,
on.
you are irritating. So this week we've had another pasty old pasty of the MAGA variety come up with a statement saying that she's happy DEI is gone because that means as a writer, I use writer loosely, as a writer, she can now get her book published because black and POC people won't be the problem. Even though we only make like 8% of the publishing, traditionally publishing industry. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about statements like that from writers who I will personally say, this is not bullying TikTok, that bitch can't write. Um, how do you feel about statements like that when it's already hard for black authors in the indie and the traditional side to get recognition that they're owed and deserved? How do you feel about statements like that coming out when we are at this point in time where books are getting banned?
Hey, good for you. That's all good for you. That's like good for you, man. You know, like, you know, I think that like to me, you ever been around you ever been around like a sober crowd and a really drunk person, and just everybody like, why is this mama still in the party? Like they can't catch no social cues, nothing. They just out of that. Welcome to MAGA. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, like I don't know what to say. You mean, so we just got to move around it. We have to. Because, and truth be told, um, like there's so much power in our dollar, but we're seeing it. I mean, we're seeing it with Amazon and Target and Tesla. We're seeing what our power it truly is. And so we just got to be able to say, I'm going to take that laser focus and it's just only going to go here to a black bookstore, to a black writer, just build this without that. I mean, and I think that like that's an important step because then maybe people will have the opportunities and the encouragement to tell even bolder stories. I mean, I think some of it you got to think about where some of this comes from, right? Some of it is like, well, there's a dollar amount tied. If I could tell a good story for people, and it's like, and it might be that, but it might not be us. We're still all, you know what I'm saying? Like we're so the more we can do between us, the better that muscle's gonna grow. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And so it's just like, and that's just the evolution of it. So we really gotta, but going back to it more directly, man, like, I think anybody spends a lot of time thinking about what a whole another section of things are doing or how they're doing and why they're doing it needs therapy. I'm saying, like, it ain't got nothing to do with you, partner. Like, what are you, why? I'm saying, like, and we just can't spend our time there. I'm saying, because you need therapy. I might already have therapy, so now I'm just gonna deal with healed folk. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I'm not gonna do it. You mean? So yeah.
So, what has been your experience as an indie author, and what do you wish to see change in the indie publishing sphere? Because we know that Jaquel J has done something fucking amazing as being the number one indie author in the world. In the world on Amazon, Kindle, all that. So, what would you want to see in regards? Because she's already, because I don't like using glass ceilings because that's some white shit. She is, you know how they say, make a seat at the table. She didn't make a seat at the table. She made the foundation of the table. So where do we go? What do you see? What are the more changes you want to see?
Man, look, but see, think about it. 6 months ago, we wouldn't even been able to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So it's just like, it excites me because it's like, where do we go? You know what I'm saying? Where do we go? We're not stopping. That's what's so beautiful about it. You know what I'm saying? Because what happens is you hit this platform, and then now other people are going to figure out how to get there, or you pull someone, however it works. But now that becomes a new platform, and then at some point in time, someone goes higher. You mean? So it's just that, man. It's just that. And so what happens is a rising tide lifts all boats. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be excited. I love when I see the things that have happened. Man, it is so encouraging because it's like, me and you've had this conversation offline, man. It's room for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's room for everybody. And you know what? And because again, it's us. You know what I'm saying?
We got
She
some
didn't get there because we didn't buy the books. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, did we not buy it? It's us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just getting us to be there. You mean? So I love it, man. I love shit. Again, boy.
Yeah. We just gotta get the real people who support us and the magical Negroes to go someplace else. Just saying.
Well, but you know what? I mean, I'm gonna tell you, man. They not going nowhere. They ain't gone nowhere yet. You know what I'm saying? So keep your friends close, keep your enemies close.
And that's why their wigs are crusty.
There you go.
That's why their weave and tracks are showing. Just saying. Do you feel that male authors? Okay, I ain't even say. Do you feel y'all motherfuckers? Y'all male authors. Y'all marketing skills are horrible. And the shoe fit, nigga. The shoe fit.
I know. Look,
y'all are. Jesus, it's like trying to find a motherfucking needle in a haystack with y'all sometimes. Y'all marketing is so horrible. And we be looking for, I remember I had made that list. Black male authors. That list was so fucking short. And I was like, shit, I can't find these niggas. What the fuck? So, how, in the age of Kendrick Lamar's internet, how the fuck y'all not on these interwebs doing what y'all supposed to do? Because, look, I'm getting tired. I feel like a stalker ass bitch trying to find y'all.
Man, I'm just gonna speak for me again. I'm just a little bit past the interwebs. I'm just a little bit past the interwebs. These look. You saw I had trouble getting my camera on. I know. But hear me out. Just hear me out. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying you ain't right. I'm not saying it's not something. I'm just saying I'm an old dog. This is a new trick. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm just trying to learn it. I'm just trying to learn a new trick, man. Like I'm gonna get it, but right now, I'm an old dog. Jesus
Christ. Norian.
Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, no, for real. Okay, let's cut the shit for real. What do you want to like? You want to hear from me every day? Like, what am I talking about? Like, what are we doing? Like, what am I saying to you by this book?
Hold on. Let me pull my pigtails back.
Okay. Tell me, because I want to know what you want to hear. Okay. Okay. Black Man Romance Author showed up. I got a fucking book. Now what? I'm saying what's saying? Like, what's supposed to say, man? Tell me what I'm saying. Help me out. Help me. Because that's the thing. Maybe I should just be real about what y'all want to hear. What the fuck?
Okay. I'm finna tell you. Tell you right now. All right. One. Some of y'all are so stuck in y'all ways. Y'all will only be either on Instagram or either on Facebook or Twitter. Where the fuck are y'all on Twitter?
I'm not on Twitter. I can't.
Y'all do either or. Then y'all mosey y'all little asses over here, and the page have like 2 or 3 pictures. Who the fuck is you? Then y'all don't invest in your readers. Your readers can be y'all art teams, y'all street teams. They can promote you all this, and then they can also have lives where they bring you in so you could talk about. And then y'all forgot there is virtual book clubs on TikTok that you can just go but the same way we can go to the search engine up there on this here TikTok page.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Y'all can too. Okay.
Mm.
Y'all don't do that because y'all stuck in y'all ways. I don't feel like getting another app.
Well, you know what? It is that, and then also, um, I watched a lot of Batman there growing up. So my secret identity. Stop. No, I'm just kidding. Wait. It's hard to get. No, but no, okay, but and then also, well, I will say this too, and this might be a bigger thing. I'm curious. I should ask some other people because now you got me thinking. I wonder if, because when you said something rose up in the back of my mind. I'm going to unpack right now. I wonder if there's a component of not necessarily feeling, for lack of a better term, comfortable asking for help and doing it on your own because that's just how I know that's how I'm wired. You know what I mean? So the hard work of it's the only way. I don't necessarily value the
you like money?
Huh?
You like money? You like
Money's
money?
fun.
You like money?
All right, I hear you. I hear you.
I'm asking. You like money?
Okay, I do like money. Money's good. It's a good thing.
Because
yes.
You have readers on here who have companies. You have PR companies for authors, influencers that are ran by readers that are successful. You have people who have online bookstores outside physical bookstores that are successful. You have people who willing to make you an art team, people who want to do book boxes for you. You have that. And matter of fact, you met a whole bunch of them in Tulsa. While you were sitting there looking like, why the hell all this ass swinging everywhere?
That's not what happened. And no, you talk. Oh, at the
yeah.
I, Norian Love, can neither confirm nor deny, would like to invoke my Fifth Amendment right under the Constitution of the United States. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
Oh, nice try.
Oh, okay. I'm but no, you have Nicole. You know Nicole, booked and busy. She has a whole PR company, and she's my PR person. Okay. You know, you have Tylee. She owns her own editing service called Mark by Tylee. You have Shannon, who is my business partner, who owns her own bookstore online, makes book boxes and merch.
I just saw, you know what? Shannon was at Boots and Bling, and I didn't see her, but I heard she was there, and I was mad because I didn't see her. So if you're on here, if you see you, Shannon, I love you. I missed you, man. I'm sorry, man. That really made my day. I mean, it was an awesome time, except for not seeing you. I just want to say that real quick. But yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I love her. You know that. Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay, you're
closed
right.
Mouths don't get fed.
Yeah, closed mouth don't get. Yeah. Okay.
So so that's your task. You need to be reaching out to these people.
Okay.
You need to be reaching out to these people.
Because I like money. so
yeah, you like money, right?
Wait, you talk to me? Oh, no. I'm sorry. No, I am agreeing.
And that's another person you should be reaching out to. And Tylee right there, you should be reaching out to her. Marked by Tylee, she edits books. She has a home company.
I'm just trying to. I'm just. I just. Okay.
You
I
know
hear
we're gonna
you.
be on your ass. The
I
reason
love
why
it.
us
No,
as
and you know
black,
what? What I love about it is this is the same energy you gave me in Tulsa, so I knew it was coming. So
I don't
I'm not
change.
mad. Yeah, you right. You right.
I don't change. I am who I am. I can't do if the minute you see me doing something soft like you might want to question what the hell's going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I'm
Mm-hmm.
not coming for your head, you might want to question what's going on. What had happened? Because it might be some furniture moving at that point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but no, I feel like us as black women, because in the romance space, it is predominantly woman led.
Mm-hmm.
And in the black romance, it's black woman led. But the difference between romance on the opposite side of it, they don't give a fuck about them niggas over there.
Yeah.
On our side of it, we want everybody to succeed. Everybody, especially the men. Y'all have the same potential as the women.
Mm-hmm.
It's just y'all marketing is shit. They have some amazing
I
books.
receive it. I'll do
Some
better.
amazing, some
I'll
of
do better.
y'all, even in traditionally publishing spaces. You know, Terry Benton Walker has an amazing YA book, Blood Debt, Blood Justice,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't get the recognition it should. You know why? Because his publishing company doesn't market him how they should be marketing him.
Mm.
You independent authors, you King Benjamin, David Weaver. Well, David Weaver, he's starting to do it. Um, all of y'all and Code and Sylvester, they're doing it. It's y'all stubborn motherfuckers with this technology hang up. Don't sip your water now, nigga. Cause y'all have the potential, y'all have the books, and we want to see y'all succeed. So us as black women, what we gonna do? We're gonna tell you the fucking truth. Because
I
if
love it.
if we don't tell you the
I
truth, who gonna
love
tell
it.
you the truth?
I love it. No. And you know what? I'm telling you, like no excuses given, none excuses accepted because you know, when you know better, you do better. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just all it is. And I think that sometimes the entire journey of creative and business creative is a ball of wax.
Mm.
So some things you have strengths in, sometimes you don't, and you just, and again, admittedly, old dog. Old dog.
We'll
This is
bring
not
to the
a. I
military
don't
now.
know. I don't. I see. We started talking. I still don't know what y'all want me to say
We want
on
okay.
email.
This is what we
I
want you
still
to
don't
say.
know. Like what else what we saying?
We want you
What you
to
want to see?
say
So I
we
post
want you
tomorrow, right? What I'm saying.
we want you to lean on your community, your tribe, your village, and then from there pivot into making those videos. Because we're not gonna have you just out there making videos and you don't know what to say. You need to lean into your village of women who have your back, and then push because you have an amazing series, and a lot of people on here don't even know about it.
Get familiar. But you're right. Mm-hmm.
So you need to lean on your tribe. And I want to ask you this. Do you feel male authors struggle to evolve beyond a certain plateau in their careers?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I think that like that's a layered question because I do remember there was a point. I think there's a that's an interesting question. I think that you had a time where you had Eric Jerome Dickey, Carl Weber, Elin Harris, and
You had Omar
he
Tyree
who,
from
he
there.
who shall not be named. So there was one time where you had this thing, right? And so and what was interesting about that time was you know, you know, they carried their water. They carried their own water. I mean, they
Mm-hmm.
carried their own water, and they built what they built.
Yeah.
And then at some point in time, they went away, and the people who were supposed to take up the mantle, there was a gap.
Mm.
There was this gap between that time and what was left after that. So no one kind of picked up the gap, and it could be a bigger, deeper social issue because we have other, there's the red pill, pink pill conversations, all that stuff. I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, but that gap left this space.
Mm.
I speaking for me, like I'll tell you the evolution of not even storytelling, but my relationship with love
Mm.
happened. Um, I was young, and I would hear the Betty Wrights of the world and
Mm.
the Sevens and so on and forth, and then I was allowed to choose my own music. So then it became Too Short and Dr. Dre and Jay-Z, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now there was a point in time for me that extended long because again I had my sister, so New Edition is the best group in the world, and I can tell you everything about every component of that,
Yeah.
right? And so you have that, but then you go through that, and then you go to 50 Cent, and then and so then you listen to R&B now, and it's not R&B.
No.
I'm saying it is not art. I don't know what the rhythm or the blues is with these songs and the high notes. I don't like if you listen to R&B now. See, when you listen to R&B when I was growing up, the man was telling you, "I give you the sun, the wind, the moon, the stars, and the mountains. I'll give you
Okay.
your
After
love."
seven.
Yeah, exactly, right. And then you listen to R&B now. It's like these O's ain't loyal. These O's ain't loyal. What happened? What happened? What happened? It's a totally different thing. But for real, if you think about that, right? Imagine being a 13, 14-year-old boy still trying to figure out what you feel about life. You
Mhm.
mean? And I'm growing up with Josie, he growing up with Chris Brown. It's gonna be a different dynamic when he's looking at that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
it's just like those things matter. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? All of that stuff leads to because it's like the writing was in me, but um if I grow up and I don't have the love from the aspects that it came, you know, then how does that talent look, with different inputs? You know what I'm saying? And so you're
Ooh.
seeing some of that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that that's what's happening right now. So it's truly like there just aren't enough people being fed what they need to be fed to do this the way that
Mm.
like on our spectrum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of trust issues on both
Mm.
sides.
Mhm.
There's a breakdown. You mean?
Mhm.
And I think everyone's more jaded than they've ever been.
Mhm.
So, you know, it's not leading to good.
So how do you mentor the younger ones? The young black male writers that are coming into romance. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm all for knocking the Sonic coins out of a meow meow. All right, I'm all for getting the back blown and throwing it back.
Mhm.
On Uncle Luke style. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for that shit.
Bobby Brown.
But
I'm sorry.
right, I'm all for that. But how do you mentor the ones that are that's all they know, but they want to tap into that contemporary romance side or that sensual side, even in erotica? And I know Cartier does it very well,
Mhm.
but how do you tap into that sensual side so it doesn't come off just that's all you doing is fucking?
Um. Mm, mm. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't. That's a question I don't know if I can answer because I don't have that. I'm not trying to be that guy, but I don't have that. I think that I enjoy foreplay very much so from the beginning of it to it's the cat and mouse of it all. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
so even in the books that it leads to it, I don't know how to answer that because I don't have that. problem. Not to say it like that, but I just don't. You know what I mean? I can't even recognize it's the wooship. You know what I'm saying? It's the courtship. It's why I write the poetry. It's like I said, my first thing was a poem. You know what I mean? It's always been a part of me. You know what I mean? I grew up off these guys who were telling me, "I give you the sun, the wind." That's the instruction book for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just gonna be different.
Keith
So I don't
Sweat
know.
was whining the panties off of bitches. Hey. Keith Sweat, he was whining the hell out of bitches' panties.
But look, but see again, I'm talking about my pops too. So even like, Teddy Pendergrass, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes,
the Temptations, the Stylistics,
man. I mean,
Earth, Wind, and Fire, Maze, hell, even the Funkadelic groups, Bootsy Collins, all of them.
Yeah. I mean, so it was some Smokey Robinson, masterful pen. You know what I mean? And so just being able to, so I just had like, my pops, like just, it was always the conversation, the woo, the courtship, like I said, my mother was not an easy woman. She's not an easy woman by any means, a stretch of the imagination. She's definitely someone who, you're going to have to apply effort and pressure. And she'll think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she'll think about it. I get back to you.
I don't know a woman alive who don't like pressure. I don't know.
If that's too long.
I don't know a woman alive who don't like pressure.
So, so that kind of, so like, I mean, like, well, I'll put it to you like this. It's going to sound, to give you the point. Okay. So in Houston, downtown Houston, there's a section of Midtown where there's the Rose Gardens, right? And so I grew up in Third Ward. I grew up in Third Ward in South Park, but the time we were in Third Ward was kind of like my middle school years, right? And so I could walk to that floral section. So I remember it was Mother's Day, and I had $12, and the roses that I wanted to get my mother cost $12.50, and all I had was $12. And the guy, like, go ahead and take the roses. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, take 2 dozen, right? And that's been my florist since then. You know what I'm saying? Like, so anytime I need flowers, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and it's always been, so that's what I'm saying. So it's just like, it's always been a part of me. You know what I mean? So I don't, there's just a piece of that that's just been with me that I don't know.
So how important is music to your books? How I was gonna get there. How important is music to your books? What is the experience of music and writing?
All right, so here we are. Music. I love music. We're doing a lot right now. I love music. I think because my dad loved music. My dad taught me so much about music. He's the one that really was like, the stuff that I thought was modern, he was like, oh, that was a sample. And he's like, oh, go listen to his song. And then you grow up with that, right? And so it became a point in time when I started working on Autumn. I couldn't get the story out because I had to hear something. And so I knew nothing about instrumentation. I knew I could write a song, but I didn't know if I could, I didn't know. So I had to learn a lot about music. I knew how I wanted it to sound in my head, but I didn't know how to put it together. Luckily, I knew computers because I spent 20 years there. So Pro Tools was my friend. Figured out how to make things sound. And so then I had to find singers. We put something together. That project was fun. And then from there, I was just like, like anything else, you challenge yourself. You mean? But to me, music is, I think it's because I write to it, for those books, I want to write to what I hear in my head too. I'm saying, so that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah. So you write children's books. Yeah, he writes children's books, y'all.
Yeah.
How did that? What was the importance of writing children's books, and why did that come about?
So that's what I was alluding to earlier. I think that, like, to me, this entire thing that I'm doing, at least, is a conversation that we all need to heal. I think that, like, we don't have enough representation. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So these kids don't have heroes. We don't have love stories. We don't have whatever it is. If I can do it, I'm trying to fill that void. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And so for me, it was just really prudent that, you know, like our kids could see themselves and they could hear stories about themselves again, like, before the white gaze even comes into play. You know what I
mm-hmm,
mean? Like, one of my best selling series in that world is the Mini Monarchs, which is, I took a lot of historical kings and queens. Instead of telling Snow White and Elsa stories, I used Nefertiti and Ramses, and I told stories that actually happen to kids right now. So I try to really color a world for them that they can just be before all of it. You
mm-hmm,
gain the confidence before any of it even comes where you're questioning anything. It's just here
mm-hmm,
already, so I know what I am. Because that was one of the best parts of growing up in the West Indies for me, was that, like, man, like, I came over here. I didn't know there was a colorism issue. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody in my family dark skinned. So it was like,
mm-hmm,
oh, I was like, so it never even took. You know what I mean? And that was one of the best parts of it, was just like, I didn't realize some of the stuff that was happening. No, because I was already kind of rooted in myself. I came here to lose some of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when I got here, before I got here, I knew what I was. I mean, that I got here and then, shit went left. But here we are.
mm-hmm. Okay, you have coloring books as well.
Mhm.
What's up with the coloring books?
Same thing. I like to draw. And I want us to see us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So a lot of that stuff. I used to be a big X-Men, like, really going back to the kids stuff. Um, I love Storm, no pun intended, from the
she my
X-Men.
favorite character.
Yeah, she, you know what I'm saying? Like, Aurora Monroe is, like, she was the one that just, like, solidified it for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Lucas Bishop changed my life.
I can
You know
see
what I'm
that.
saying? For me, as a black boy, you mean,
Mm-hmm.
growing up in '92, seeing him. The reason why Lucas in Money, Power, and Sex is named Lucas, because of Lucas Bishop. That was my first homage, if you will.
I
That was it.
thought Ronnie was named because Players Club.
No. Well, look, I'm gonna stay on task. I ain't mess with you. Look, look, look. Uh, so, like, the story itself. God dang it. Oh. Okay, sorry. Um, Yeah, so the coloring book. I'm sorry. So the coloring book. It was just there were a lot of things that I felt like I was like, oh man, I got this, I got this, I got this. What if I put something together? You mean? And then the next one after that was just like, well, you know what? I have some more that I could probably create. So I took a little bit of time when I was making some of the music. I like the last few months have just been just
Yeah.
nothing different. And so just building something for kids, because I think that if you just catch them early enough, you can give them such a head start on the shit that's coming. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
how do you balance that? Because you're trying to give something for the adults, and
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to give something for the children. The children, before they get into that
Mm-hmm.
society's bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
and then as adults showcasing it's okay
Mm-hmm.
to be how you are, or situation everybody go through it. So how do you balance that and make sure it doesn't beat you over the head too much?
Mm. Um, See why I need that marketing help, because I'm just I get up at 3 o'clock. I don't know if I'm balancing it well at all, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't think you're balancing it well in the least bit. I think it's
Please,
overwhelming.
Jesus. Oh my God.
No, okay, let me stop playing.
Oh my God.
Okay. Uh, um, I think that it is. I kind of follow the flow. Like right now, I'm in the kids' world, so I'm just getting up. I think the one thing that really helps me is the discipline of getting up at 3 in the morning because I don't um I don't deviate from that. I'm saying
What
I don't
military?
deviate. I
Wait,
know
what military branch were you in?
I wasn't. But my dad was a Marine. I'm
See, is
saying, and so
that why we get along? Because I was a Marine.
probably could, probably could. Simplify for real.
Is that why we get
My,
along so well? Because Jesus.
my dad would wake me up. My dad would wake me up. He worked on the milk truck, and I would get up with him. He would be up at 3. I would get up at 4, and we would just ride around. That was before I got to school. I'm saying, and so it's always been that way. And I'll tell you, like I tell anybody, man, I never beat that guy up. It like no matter what time I'm up, he already up. You mean? And so it just yeah. But having said that, what I learned in that time is that 3 to 4 hours, that's mine. Before anybody else, I can do whatever I want to in that 3 to 4 hours, and it don't count against my day. I'm saying, so
Yeah.
I look forward to it. Like I can't wait to get up and do because so then that's where I get a lot of stuff done. Because
I
in the
get
day,
up. I get up around that time. I get up around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
okay,
But I don't want nobody messing with me. So I don't. That's just quiet time. Everybody sleep. The house is quiet. Even the dog is asleep. It's just quiet time. So when people be like, "Yeah, we can do this at 9," I don't get up that early. I'm up, but I'm not up.
I got you. Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So what can readers look forward to from you next?
Shit, man. I'm telling you, man. Look. It's funny you say that. Like, I am so. I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna say it right here, right now. I personally believe that this is my personal opinion, and so I'm gonna say this. Autumn had a good soundtrack. So I think winter had a better soundtrack. I think spring, the music from that is so good. Like it, I don't need a book. Like it doesn't need the book. I think the book's gonna be better. I gotta make the book better, but the music is phenomenal. I'm
So
telling you,
you're
like
giving us an immersive experience. Okay.
this one right here. So it's all 4 seasons. So this one, the spring, we're in spring now, and what's cool about them when you read them is that like the stories mirror the seasons. So the spring is very blooming love, very. I wish I could play some of this shit for you because I don't know if it's gonna pick up. I don't know how Instagram show, but I got some. Ooh, you want to hear a love song, but anyway, yeah, spring. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Are there any genres?
Hmm?
Well, shit. Are you doing any paranormal? Come on now. Look, I don't ask for too much in life. I don't ask for too.
I'm gonna tell you what, Storm. You know what? This is. I'm gonna tell you this.
Because if I could get all of y'all to write paranormals,
I've heard that. I've heard that, and so It's not the first time I've heard that, and yeah. I mean, I'm not agreeing to it. I'm saying I've heard that, so I'm definitely going. It's not the first time I've heard that, so yeah. I gotta dig in there. Yeah, figure out what that means for me.
And I done got about 4 people who doing gargoyles for me. Because, I'm a Goliath motherfucking fan. Stan. That is boyfriend. That is a nigga that is a gargoyle. I
He
can't
really
nobody
is though.
tell me different.
He really is.
You can't tell me that was no big old motherfucker.
With
That wasn't a black man.
Oh.
You couldn't. Same with Optimus Prime. You can't tell me that ain't a black man.
Well, half the Transformers was black. It was Jazz. Jazz was definitely black. Ironhide was a country redneck boy. He was. You know, he was always. He was. He could have been. He could have been newly freed though, because he was prime. We on our
Not
way.
newly
Y'all know which
free.
one. He could have been newly free. I don't know. He could have been the redneck. He could have been. I don't know. He was a robot. It's hard to tell with him. But yeah, they had some black ones. I mean,
I,
Blaster Master.
I want, and okay, I ain't gonna ask nobody for no more for the gargoyles.
Mm-hmm.
Now I need more people to write not wolf shifters. Now hear me out when I say this. And I know some of y'all gonna be like, what the fuck? A sphinx.
Say less.
A
No, I love no.
sphinx
You see me. That's what I
shifter.
mean. You.
A, a sphinx or of the different gods of Egypt in this modern time frame
Say no
going
words.
against wait
Stop it.
wait going against
You better not say it. Don't say it. I already know what you're gonna say. Don't say it. I know what you're gonna say. Don't say another word. Look, unbig your eyes. Don't say another word.
okay.
Say it.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's all I want. That's
Okay. All
that's
right.
all
Don't
I
say the
want.
word. Okay. Don't say that.
That's all I want. So, what advice do you give the author that's just coming into indie publishing with hopes of possibly, finding their tribe, finding their readers? And what advice you give specifically to black male authors who are just coming into, the writing space?
Get out.
I knew it was about to be some bullshit. I just saw your face. I just knew. I'm so
Oh my god!
y'all,
Okay, I
y'all.
promise you,
He plays
I'm a
so
lot
fucking
less. I'm
much.
so serious. I'm such a serious person. This is just it's just her. It's just her. No. What advice? I think that write the story. Um, do the work.
Mhm.
Just do the work. You gotta commit to the craft, man. I think that anything that you put your mind to, in the words of Jesus, you put your mind to, you put your grind to, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta pay the dues. You just
Mhm.
gotta pay the dues. And there's no other way around it. I'm a person that I love the grind. You mean
Mhm.
I love the I love it. I love challenging myself. I love it, and so I don't have a lot of good um, soft advice. Like I think success is on the other side of grit. You know what I mean? I just think
We
that's
don't do soft over here.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I think you just gotta get your hands dirty and be prepared to hurt. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay. That's the beautiful part of it. That's the beautiful part of it. I'm saying like you want like I think so. I'll say this. I think the universe tests you at least 3 times in any journey. The
Mhm.
first time it's like, well, hey, do you want this? Okay, maybe you pass that test. It comes back and says, hey, do you really want this? You pass that one. You get to the third level. It's like, how bad do you want this? You
Mm.
mean? And those are all 3 different prices. And if you can pay
Well,
those
shit,
prices,
I must be at try 300. What the fuck?
I'm gonna
'Cause,
try 2,790 and a half.
like, what? Shit, they only get
Do you really,
three
really, 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 really want?
because the trials and tribulations is real. What? I'm just saying. Like, what? Wait a minute. I just told you in the beginning of the interview, I'm on my 10th reason why.
No. I was tired, boss. I was tired. I just want
Man,
look. When you
man.
said you like money, I was like, do I? Do I? watch with the infomercials. Would you like some money? Would you?
Nori, I'm telling you, because look, it's been so many male authors, they'll get on here so sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's only been like 4 of y'all that
Mm-hmm.
have really been like really, listening, not feeling like somebody's attacking them, not feeling like here's this woman is trying to tell me how to do me. It's only been 4, and I have done over 200 interviews.
Mm. Mm.
So it's only been 4 males that have came on this show that had common sense and didn't feel like they were in their feelings because I told them something. Because I can only be honest with you. What, you want me to lie?
Mm-hmm.
So I've had people who thought they was too pretty. They came on this show and thought they looks was gonna have sway what the hell I said, but that didn't work, and they unfriended my ass and said but look, it's okay, it's okay. You take your pretty non-writing ass on.
Oh.
Okay. And then it's been some that's very popular on my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
That Jesus can't even help them.
Damn.
Them or they Versace wannabe fucking slippers that they selling. I can get that at the Chinese store. Woo, Jesus.
Sorry. Mm-hmm.
Y'all know me. Y'all know me on this damn podcast. I have no filter. I have no filter. I am who I am, and that's the only way I can be.
I love it, man.
That is the only way I can be. I try to respect everyone. I respect all you authors because it takes a lot to write a book.
No, man. No, we respect you, man. I mean, I think that like the book writing part is, and I think any author would appreciate that. But like, you know, if there is no community, you know what I'm saying? And what you guys are doing, man, I'm talking about like you're breathing life into these people's dreams. My dream, everybody's dream. You mean that is something that you like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you, because it takes, someone to have an aligning vision to say, hey, I want to do this thing, to even give a platform, to even have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? And so just like, man, I love the tribe of it all, and like you said, I think the big journey, going back to what you're saying for young authors or aspiring authors, is like a lot of this journey is finding your tribe. You know what I'm saying? Your tribe, man. But you think that when you get in here, that like, I think a lot of people think, man, look, shit, I wrote the book, it was dope, where's Oprah? You know what I'm saying? And they don't realize, oh, it don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? I wrote the book. Where Oprah Winfrey? She ain't read it yet. So then you have to go out and find your tribe. You know what I mean? And so doing that takes work. You mean, because everybody don't necessarily rock with it just because you wrote it. You know what I'm saying? And so once you get out of that piece of your feelings and you can do the actual work of it, I think you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I just feel like, and I say this often, that the reason I do this is because reading saved my life from me. Because people do not understand how hard PTSD is. That shit will beat you down here when you come back from war. It's something different. It's a different beast. You know what I'm saying? And I remember coming out telling people, I was diagnosed as a sociopath. And people just, oh, that bitch crazy. But not realizing it's from trauma. And people saying, oh, because I have explosive anger disorder. But it's from trauma. You know what I'm saying? So reading in itself puts my mind in a place where it's out of the dark place. So without y'all, I could not have had myself out of those dark places. So that's why I go so hard, because people don't understand behind the scenes, people are suffering. People are going through so much. And a lot of times it's not even white and black, it's mental.
People.
It's mental, it's physical,
Sure.
it's emotional, it's spiritual. Everybody is going through their own warfare in some type of small or big way. And sometimes the books are the reason we stay sane in a world that's crumbling around us, in relationships that's crumbling around us, kid issues, baby daddy, baby mama, all that shit, financial. You know what I'm saying? Books keep us sane. When we go to book events, it is because we find our tribe there. We find the authors, we find the readers. You know what I'm saying? I don't like bitches. You know what I'm saying? But I could be around these book motherfuckers all motherfucking day. I mean, don't get me wrong, cause y'all be wearing me out sometimes. Y'all, yeah. But I don't. I'm not a sociable person like that. I like to be to myself. I'm very introverted. I could be come off extroverted online. That's easy. Shit, when I'm in the strip club, I sit in the corner. I don't. I like to have my cigar and do what I do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that books help people. You never know anybody's situation. So for people to get on the interwebs and they talk about, oh, y'all read too many books. How can you read that many books? Why do you read urban fiction? Why do you read contemporary? Why is you reading paranormal or sci-fi or fantasy or horror? They don't understand that we need that.
You know what? And it's so funny that you say that because, like, I'm a big introvert too. Like that, real talk. Like your social battery be, and so like you said, same thing, same. And the thing that is interesting that I've realized over the time in this journey is that it's like, you know, when you're in middle school and high school, you might find your clique. You know what I'm saying? But you get to a place where you're authentic and you find your tribe. And those are the people that you would have been cool with in high school. Had we all been together, we would just all been together. Because those people, when you first meet those new people, they're not like you. So you learn not to trust them, but it's just because you just wasn't around your people. Because if you had just been around your people the whole time, y'all could have just grew together and hung together and been together. And so I think this is refreshing because this is the first time in my life where I'm like, oh, I really do like people. It's just I didn't like them motherfuckers over there. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't like you mean, and so it's like because I'm around people who I ain't gotta explain it to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta explain it to you. Like y'all read, I write, I read, we're talking about we're right. I don't have to talk off topic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And that's such a authentic place to be. Like we just stay on topic. I love talking about this, and so do you. So we're doing it. And that makes it joyful.
Yeah.
I mean, versus, I got to go and talk about some shit that I really don't care about, like or I don't engage because I have nothing to add to that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I feel that. So what book events you gonna be at? Because your ass be traveling all over the goddamn world, Craig.
I'm trying to get team marketing, right? I'm trying a little bit.
But you still need to be online. You still gotta have an online presence.
Yeah, you're right. I ain't shit online. I really ain't shit. I'm look. So y'all DM me and tell me what y'all want me to say. I'm gonna just go ahead and tap.
No. You DM them. No.
I'll DM you.
No, hell no.
I'll ask you.
Nope. I gave you a list. Nope.
All right. I'm gonna go back and get. All right. Okay. Book events. We're there. Well, like I said, you got an event coming up. I'm gonna be in.
Which
I'm
one?
gonna be seeing you in May.
Which one?
I know. Most of them. All of them. I think I've been in a lot of them. Wherever you at, look, ain't my last time seeing you. It's my point. So, I know I'm going to Vegas for sure. I'm ready.
I already knew you was gonna go to that Vegas.
When I saw it, I was like, yeah, that definitely. Just check that. You know, said that. I think I did that before I did Tulsa. Vegas. Oh, Tulsa, yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna be at Miss Jessica Watkins event in Chicago.
I will see you there.
You will, yeah, and then um of course the house party. That's pretty cool. So I'll
I'm
be
so
at Miss
mad I won't
Audrey
be there.
event. Yeah, no, I yeah. So and then I don't Indie Love. Indie
Mm.
Love. So and like I said, I know I'm seeing you at least 2 or 3 times this year. I'm pretty sure. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah.
wait. Since you're
I'm
gonna be in
moving.
Chicago, I gotta take you to the cigar bar. It's a cigar bar lounge.
That's a
I gotta
bet.
take you there.
That's a bet.
So we can shoot
That's a
the
bet.
shit and talk and crack jokes.
And drink our drink and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
all that. Grown folk. Yeah, grown folk stuff.
So what can where can readers find your books? Start with your website.
Yes. Go to norianlove.com. I am trying to build on the back end a system that is really good. You mean like something that I think you guys are going to enjoy. So go there, and then Amazon, Barnes and Noble, wherever books are sold. But I think that like always, it becomes a place where supporting the independent author, it's our fiduciary obligation to make sure that you're having a world class experience in that checkout process. So I'm trying to make sure that you got everything you need to go from door to door and as competitive as one of the big boys. So um
Mm.
yeah, rock with us there. Oh,
And
and as my dear friend here at Dear Be Love Me says, yes, we like even this shirt God made. That's a design of mine. It's Black Genius. Black Love Matters
oh
is
yeah, he come with the merch, y'all.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's some good stuff on there, man. I try to do some stuff. Again, it's all about our culture and just helping us kind of reassert who we are to each other.
Yeah.
That's my only space here.
So what's your social media handles? Even though you don't be on them.
Yeah, I love it. At Norian Love on all platforms and when I'm on them. I'm gonna do better. I'm doing better starting tonight. No,
I'm
not
I'm
starting
gonna hold
tomorrow.
you to
I'm
that.
doing better. I'm doing better. I'm doing better.
I'm gonna hold you to that. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know you are. That's why I'm saying it here so I can go and do it. You know, because man, look, I listen to you. You can tell me something, I'm gonna say, you know what, she right. You know what I mean? There are a couple of people I listen to. I mean, so look, right there, I listen to her. But I am slow. I tell people I'm God's slowest child. You know what I'm saying? I got to hear it at least 3 times. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a slowest one, so I got to hear it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, okay, I heard it loud
My
and clear.
God. My God. My God. Okay. So on that note, I'm finna do some housekeeping. So if you want to listen to what's going on,
Let's do it.
all right. This is
Uh-huh.
usually like a commercial, so take it for what it is. You don't want to hear it, you can leave.
No,
But it is about to be a long ass. Look at this nigga.
I'm gonna end it like this though. I'm gonna end it like this. You good.
All right. So you know the Booty Book Tour. This is our last year doing multiple events that are past 3. Where after this year, it will be only 3 events, and they will all be themed events that will be collaboration with an author. So it won't be any more like we're doing now. So it was going coming up is Raleigh, North Carolina. That is May 17th. It has an amazing lineup. Amazing lineup. Then we have Arlington, Virginia. Another amazing lineup. And I just want to say authors are always being added until we cut it off. So their author tables, vendor tables, and sponsorship packages are available. Then after that is Orlando, Florida, which is shaping up to be a nice lineup. Then we have Chicago, and that's our last stop as far as 2025, and that's October 18th. Um, then we have the second Melanin Ball, which will be in Las Vegas in collaboration with the beautiful A.A. Lewis and her company Bray. So you know it's about to go down. Okay. Um, one of the highlighted authors that will be there will be Jaquel J. So, and there's more to come. And that lineup is starting to shape up. It's starting to be a lot of authors. So that is a 3-day event. Also in 2026, we will be having Denver, which will be a multicultural, interracial genre book signing. We will have a few outside genres. This is a BDSM dungeon night. This is a BDSM dungeon night, so you will be the first to see what my club in Chicago will look like. Is a pop-up event of BDS dungeon where you authors will learn the fine arts of BDSM black style. Then after that, we will have Seattle, Washington, where we will be doing the Mad Hatter and Alice in Wonderland tea book signing. And when I say tea, I mean Long Island tea. I ain't talking about just regular tea. We're gonna have regular tea too, but you know, it's boozy book tour. I mean, so those things will be happening. We already planned out events all the way to 2027. The third Melanin Ball is going to be in Temecula, California, which will be wine country. It'll be a black exploitation, Huggy Bear, Foxy Brown, Soul Train, Solid Gold, all that bullshit. Yes. He's about good.
I'm being there. I didn't want to cut you off. I gotta be there. I'm there.
We will be in Phoenix, Arizona. That is just up in the air right now because it might change. But like I said, it's going to be a theme. And then we will do a haunted mansion. If you watch Eddie Murphy's Haunted Mansion, we are doing a Haunted Mansion theme in Savannah, Georgia. That will be the last stop on 2027. But also in 2026, we will be having a girls trip to Nigeria to do Dirty December. 35 and up. So the Yunties, we out. We out. Now, I don't know if any books gonna get read, but we gonna pretend like it is. Okay? And naps included, because we old. Just saying. So, and also next year, I just want to say this is something that's happening with LaShawn and Nicole, Booked and Busy, and Good Girl Reads. They are having a Napa trip. A Napa trip, wine country, black wine. Y'all about to be fucked up. Well, I'm talking about y'all. Me. Because wine will fuck you up quick. So, y'all keep a lookout with Booked and Busy and LaShawn because they got some shit cooking. All right. So, after Boozy Book Tour, oh, yeah. All right. Backwards. I made this social media planner for black women. It's 3-in-1. I can't sell it. I mean, it's on Amazon, but they locked me out the account. Don't ask me. Somebody reported this shit, and I ain't got time to be going through it because this was more of a hobby than something that really I'm like, ooh, this gonna pay the bills. This was more so I wanted people to have. It's 3-in-1. It's your goals, it's social media, and it's also self-care, because the one thing about a black woman gonna do is not self-care. So that is also a digital form that you can get through my link and PayHip, and you can buy you a digital form, and it's for the whole year. It's for the whole year. So you can keep adding pages for the whole year. Am I going to do one next year? Possibly. Is it going to be some things that might go on with those planners? Possibly. Will they be sold at the Boozy Book Tour? Yeah, because I was told it was. Not me. I was told. I was voluntold. Okay.
Detailed. Told you by the management. Thank you.
Then thank you guys for subscribing to my YouTube channel, getting me to 1,000 followers, subscribers. I am monetized now. Thank you. But that money goes into my podcast and me being able to do this podcast on maybe a bigger scale. What else my website. I have a website where I do book reviews. How I talk now is how those book reviews are written. So don't come over there talking about, oh, all this AAVE. Bitch, if I said swallow. The fuck? If I said the nigga dick big, that's what I meant. If I said he knocked the Sonic coins out her pussy, y'all, that's what the fuck I meant. Link in my bio though. And I want to give special shouts out. If you know what the AAMBC awards are, they are the literary awards in our community. They're a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And two influencers were nominated. Myself and Britt in her books. I'm not looking to win, but it was an honor to be nominated. So if you have not voted and you have not gone to their page, please go to the AABC awards page and vote. I don't care who you vote for, just support all the Black people that's nominated. That's
I'm
all I'm
putting it
saying.
on right now. That is congratulations, first of all.
Thank
I
you.
mean, but I know, like, you know what? I'll say this again. You're doing God's work in this community, man. I'm telling you, like we need you. I mean, so like I'm rooting for you, help you win. I mean, because you're doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's possible to give you the credit that you deserve. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So,
Don't get
yeah.
all sentimental on me, Nick.
Hey man, we keep it real though. You know what I mean? Like, keep it real. I'm just saying. I mean, but it's a good point. No, we like I said. Hey, look, like I said, I have flowers. Those are your flowers. I'm just giving you flowers.
Thank
You know what I'm
you.
saying?
Thank
That's it.
you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I also want to honorably mention my PR marketing agent, Nicole, booked and busy, because she is just not a PR marketer for authors, for authors, for
Oh, that was for
authors,
me. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hey. I'm
for
a yeah.
authors and
Yeah.
indie
Yeah.
companies. She is
Uh-huh.
also a podcaster as well, and she has a show called Pop Yo Ish. And she wants you to come on that show and pop your ish. You know, she is an amazing podcaster and an amazing PR person. She be on my head, but you know, I need that sometime because you know I'm crazy. Um, and I also want to mention my business partner, Shannon. She has a bookstore called the Literary DFW. It is an online bookstore where she caters to indie authors, indie readers. She has merch. She makes merch. She makes book boxes. She makes journals. She makes shot glass. She makes everything, goddamn it. So
Okay.
if you're looking for a one-stop shop, that's your girl right there. Just hit her up. And then I also wanted to talk about Tylee. Tylee Justine, she is a phenomenal editor, and she was the editing person, the editor for Jaquel J's #1 book.
Mm.
So, marked
Mm.
by Tylee. And if you
Mm.
worrying about prices, she got that. Don't worry about it. Hit up. And then I also want to talk about Natalie, who owns the Urban Tea Room. She makes book tea boxes for authors based on your characters. And I have one from her for Victoria C's book, Devil Wears Baccarat. I mean Mason Neiman, and some stuff for Capone and Pot. So you need to, if you're an author and you want a tea box, because that's an original idea. So if I see another bitch with that trying to make a book box, guess what? Guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna report you because you're lying, and your mama wear dirty drawers. Okay,
Mm.
all right. But go to her site. There she go. Mentally Wealthy Coach. So if you are an author and want a book box that has tea in it, talk to her. Okay, Nicole. I didn't say too much bad stuff. And did I leave out anybody? Oh, Mika G. She is a reader, and she's also owns her own bookstore. I mean, a t-shirt company. So, just saying. I think I got everybody. And LaShawn is a new narrator with a sultry, deep voice. So if you're looking for a narrator, LaShawn, Good Girl 75. And you, where the damn audiobooks?
Okay, so Money, Power, and Sex is on audio. All of them is done, but we gotta do some stuff to get it where it needs to be. But it's great. It's great. And then we're working on the rest of them. I think we should have them pretty soon. But I mean, this is gonna be a fun, busy year. I think
Okay.
I got some stuff going. I got some stuff to do. I'm because I got to finish up that series, and I've been having fun.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're gonna do
I'm
some
gonna
stuff.
hold you to everything we said.
Hmm.
Now, on that note, I hope everybody had a good time. And tomorrow, I have to look at the calendar. I don't know if it's A. Lewis or Teresa M. Clark, but I'm going to post a video who's coming tomorrow. And we are out, crazy ass.
All right, Store. Look, hey sis, look. I thank you for having me, and I know we're gonna see each other soon, and we're gonna cut up next time
We
we
are.
see each other. So yeah,
We are.
it's gonna be blessed. So thank
Oh,
you.
Booked and Busy said it's A. Lewis. It will be A. Lewis and D. Lewis. So you
Mm.
see the chaos that happened right now. It's gonna continue
Oh
on
yeah, yeah,
6:30
yeah,
p.m.
yeah.
Central
I
Standard
love it.
Time
Hmm.
tomorrow.
Hmm.
Yeah, y'all know it's and her Johnny said Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So with that being said, y'all have a good one, and I'm gonna talk to you later. And my husband said, "What up?"
Oh, that's my boy. You tell him I said what to do.